Hey, hey, hey. Time for another Out of This World story from rSpace. Everybody has gone through something that changed them in a way that they could never go back to the person they once were. Today on rSpace, we let go of who we thought we once were. Today, we witness an exorcism. Wife is in a relationship with her ex. Hi everybody. When the intimacy between me and my wife ended, I posted on Dead Bedroom sub, find out what is going on. Then I posted on this sub about one situation when she called her ex 4 times. I received great support from the community, which led me to put a voice recorder in her car. Now I have proof that our problems are not caused by the reasons she tells everybody around. I'm basically not enough, she does all the work around the house, etc. It's the old-fashioned pure cheating. It started in September last year, so I'm out of the picture for a long time. The details are in my other posts, but here's the thing. Right now, she doesn't want to spend a moment with me around the apartment we rent. She always has some stuff to do and goes to her parents, aunt, friends, etc. She even goes to sleep or just goes to lie in the bed when we put our kids to sleep, 1 and 3 years old. The recording tells it all. She mentions she loves him, that she wants to visit him and have sex with him. They talk a lot about his penis. She told him she wants to go on vacation with him, also told him she will be his wife and that she'll leave me soon. She was even talking about his favorite sex position, so yes, they had sex. It's all there. Point is, she doesn't know that I know. All of her friends and family don't know. They just think we have a temporary crisis. She is one of 3 sisters, Catholic, every Sunday in church. We live in a small town, 20,000 people or so. We recently built a house, but it's not finished. I feel like she will file for divorce very soon. I can see she is suffering with me in the apartment. She can't handle it anymore. Her body language and total lack of any conversations shows it. She wants me out soon so that there will be some time when I'm gone, and then within 2 years, the affair partner will move into the small town to live with her in our house and my 2 little boys. In the recording, she mentioned she gives him 2 years to come back to our country. People will understand that she needs a father for her kids and won't complain. The affair partner is her first boyfriend. They were together for 7 years before she married me. We are 9 years together. Affair partner is living abroad but visits our country frequently. I refuse to be played like that. Now I have an attorney and will be meeting him soon about it. I can basically destroy her reputation by showing bits of the recording to anybody. Please help me with any advice. What do I do when she serves me papers? Attorney says my papers need a month of preparation. I would never guess I would be dealing with a monster like that. Update. I met with the attorney and learned some significant things. It turns out going the burn her world way would not be so smart. The reason for that is that we have kids and I have to co-parent with her for the next 15 to 16 years. Another reason is that I have a lot of respect for her family and I don't want to get them involved in the divorce as witnesses. Also, I would not win the kids because they are small and have to be with her mother in a small town 1 hour away from me in a capital city. I would be an every other weekend dad anyway. Finally, I would not have permission to sell our house because the kids need to have good living conditions and won't have another place to live. The place to live now is a property of her dad. It's temporary. As crappy as it sounds, it's the reality in Poland, Europe. After our conversation, the attorney sent her papers. They were set to be delivered right after Easter in Poland. It lasts 2 days here. It was Sunday and Monday. I faked it all at the table. Alcohol helped a lot. Yesterday, Tuesday, I had a day off work and I was taking care of my 1-year-old son. She went to work to the capital city 1 hour away. In the meantime, my brother helped me take all of my stuff from the apartment and put it in his car. The postman delivered the divorce papers, actually an invitation to mediation, so we could divide everything like civilized people and divorce amicably. The paper states that she is in a relationship with this guy, first and last name, and it's the reason the divorce will happen. The evidence I have will serve as leverage when establishing child support, etc. When she entered the house, I told her that I know everything. I have irrefutable proof. I'm deeply wounded by it, and she needs to contact my lawyer. Then I gave her the divorce papers and left to visit her parents. Of course, she started asking what I know and how I know and denied everything. Her parents were in shock, but believed me. I recorded it all, just like my attorney ordered me to do. It started with my questions if they think I'm a good, caring husband and father. They approved, and now she can't use them as witnesses against me in court. Like I said, they believed me, understood that it's a horrible thing she's done, and she destroyed their, mine, and our kids' lives. I thanked them for understanding and went to the capital city. In the meantime, I called one friend and he took care of distributing the news to her friends. 2 hours later, my brother-in-law called me and informed me that she admitted she's been cheating on me with the affair partner, but she didn't admit to actually having sex with him. He informed me that everybody is on my side and she destroyed our family. He told me her sister visited my soon-to-be ex-wife and told her how evil she is. But in the end, he told me that everything can be saved, that he also cheated on his wife. She forgave him, and now they are very happy. Then her father called and also admitted that it's completely her fault and she doesn't realize what she's done. He told me the affair partner will never enter his house and that he will stop financially helping the soon-to-be ex-wife. He even called the affair partner, but he didn't pick up. In the end, he said he believes it can be saved. Finally, her other sister sent me a text telling me that she fully supports me, but again, she believes it can be saved. I don't like that at all because I don't believe it can be saved. I'm positive about it. I'm afraid they will cling to the fact that I don't have some sort of sex tape on them, and my reasons are not enough to leave her. I have recordings of her saying, "Make sure you'll last more than 3 seconds when I come visit you in Holland. I wonder if your dad's penis is the same as yours. You know what? I'll come to that woman and we'll ask her how long is your brother's penis, and I will tell her how long is yours. I love you. I'm going to leave my husband. Please record yourself and send me a video. Your favorite position is doggy style with back straight. I'm showing you how your life with me is going to look like. I'm giving you 2 years to move back here." All that in connection with the lack of emotions towards me for 7 months. Furthermore, right after confrontation, she told me she never stopped loving him. This is proof enough to me. What do you think? Anyway, right now, like many of you mentioned before, she is crawling back. After her family confronted her about it, she is writing me texts like, "I didn't know what I was doing. I can't imagine living without you. I'm so sorry for everything I've done. I'm waiting with the kids for you to come back." Blah, blah, blah. She also said that she didn't mean to tell me that she always loved him. I don't know. They make me feel like I jumped the gun with the divorce because I don't have the actual sex tape. They don't know that. All they know is I have proof. And she is not admitting to actually having sex with him. It's believable because he is in Holland, but he could have visited her here. We got some community reactions, first from IRL Dean. "I'm so sorry for what had happened. Honestly, you are so brave and calm when you confronted her. She's only saying all those things because she was caught. The affair would have continued if you never found out about it. I'm glad that her family is on your side, but even so, if you decide to get a divorce, it is well within your right. I understand them hoping that this marriage can survive, but what matters here is your feelings and mental health." Shot Sandwich 8963 chimes in, "What actual sex tape? What do you need? She crossed a clear boundary in the relationship. You know it, she knows it, and her family knows it. She won't admit to anything further. She is trickle truth and gaslighting you, only admitting to what you can prove. She was at the very least in a full-blown emotional relationship with the affair partner. I feel those can be far worse than physical affairs in a lot of ways. You had been replaced as the emotional partner to your wife. The divorce and informing her family, which are great ideas, caught her off guard. She doesn't know what you're going to do next. I once read that the unpredictability is the ultimate weapon against infidelity. She can't control you or the situation because she does not know what's going to happen next. Research and implement the 180. This will really get to her. Good luck on your journey. Remember to be strong for yourself and your children." The OP replies, "Thanks for that. To me, the fact that I was spending evenings alone without any sex for the past 7 months is enough. If she's able to abandon her husband to that level, she is not worth being with. I feel like it's even worse than a one-night stand with a random girl." Update. Many of you told me now that the papers have been served, she's going to start crawling back in order to save her face in front of the family and to get me back because she needs a lot of help with our 2 little boys. It happened. She started writing to me on Messenger, but not too frequently. All of the messages were the same. "I can't imagine my life without you. I love you and only you." Some photos of our kids and message, "We're waiting for you and love you very, very much." And that is it. It's been 5 weeks and she hasn't called me once and hasn't visited me once. She had many occasions literally driving by my parents' house, where I currently reside. Only messenger texts far in between. We also saw each other a couple of times exchanging the kids, and she didn't try to apologize or anything, just hi and bye. Her family started to communicate with me much more frequently. Her father called me twice. Her mother sent me a dozen texts with some links to Christian pages when they teach about forgiveness. Her one sister texted me and told me she's very sorry, and it's all because my wife has been possessed by some evil spirit. Her other sister expressed how my wife ruined our family and doesn't expect me to come back to her. My brother-in-law even came over and took me out for a beer. He wasn't trying to be persuasive at all, just light conversation about what happened and what will happen in the future if I won't come back. Sure, he would like me to come back, but wasn't pushy. Basically, all of these talks were like, "We can't believe she did what she did. We would like you to come back to her, but we understand if you won't do it." However, The day arrived when I made up my mind, and my lawyer told her lawyer that I decided that I'm not able to forgive her infidelity and I want a divorce. My lawyer presented my terms of the divorce, and now we're waiting for her lawyer's response. While I'm waiting for their answer, her sister started blaming me and literally told me that I'm going to kill this marriage. She stated very clearly that it was my wife who started all this by being very selfish, but right now, she is very sorry. She's crying and wishing she could turn back time. Now it is me who is selfish and who will kill the marriage by divorcing her. It is on me now because I could cancel the divorce and just come back to my kids. I wouldn't need to come back to my wife, just come back to raise my 2 boys. She told me how I'm full of anger and how it will just evolve over time. She told me I should just suck it up and continue living with my wife. She portrayed this divorce as my revenge on her, but explained that this is really revenge on our kids too. I can't comprehend it. I knew, from you, that it's going to happen, that the situation is going to start shifting and her family will flip on me, but it's still shocking. For a moment today, I felt guilty that it is all my fault, that my wife treated me like garbage for over half a year and she decided to abandon me physically and emotionally, that she wanted to leave me. So yeah, they sway me hard. It's very, very hard, but I won't change my mind. The divorce will happen. Seems like they now have this kind of narrative in which I'm the bad guy who is abandoning kids. I was thinking to destroy this argument by presenting my terms of getting back together, which she won't agree on most likely. I don't love her, but I would do it for the kids because I love them immensely. No marriage, just partnership. Separate finances, she leaves her hometown and moves with kids to the capital city where I live. GPS in the car till she stops driving in her old age. Daily phone check. All that after I get my 7 months of dates with random girls. I would also not hesitate to cheat during the relationship and don't ever tell her. If she finds out, there is no marriage anyway. I don't care. What do you think? It's just an idea, nothing serious. I probably won't do it anyway, but don't have any other idea to shut the family's mouth about me abandoning the kids. In Poland, Europe, small children like ours have to be near the mother in case of a divorce. I can't have them. Since she lives in a small town 1 hour away from me and kids have their kindergarten and nursery there, we can't share them 50-50. I will be an every other weekend dad with all access whenever I want additionally. Sad and painful, but it is what it is. We have a quick comment from Zach Taylor 05. Screw her and her family. Actions have consequences. She is realizing that now. Don't let them guilt you into taking her back. She would do it again. Update. It's been 2 months since the day I confronted her, handed her divorce papers, and moved to the capital city 1 hour away from the small town we used to live in together. I live with my parents, sleeping on the couch in their living room. The dining table morphed into a work entertainment place, and my clothes are hanging on every chair around. I work from home for 8 hours. After that, I usually help my old parents, 88 and 71 years old, with everyday chores around the house. I do groceries and drive them to the doctor's appointments. Apart from that, I go to the gym or cinema to do everything in order to escape negative thoughts about what happened. I see my kids every weekend. She drops them off and I drive them back. The weekends are great. I find myself truly happy when I'm around them. I did a paternity test and the boys are mine. There is no confusion here at last. The situation with the divorce terms is a bit muddy now. It's hard to say what's going to happen. Since I'm living with my parents, and as a father of 2 and a grown man, I don't have any other place to live in. I want a significant amount of money from my wife, plus she is taking over the mortgage for the house. She agreed for the mortgage takeover but offered only 1/3 of the money I want, explaining this is how much I put in the building of the house. The thing is, I didn't cause this situation. I'm not guilty of it and need a place to live. 1/3 of the amount I want is not going to help me buy a flat. So the conversation between our attorneys continues. The reason she's offering me the small amount is because she wants to keep the house. However, last time we talked, I learned she might be pushed to sell it. This is the thing she should be doing from the beginning. She's not going to be able to pay the mortgage and pay me. We'll see how it unfolds. Other financial things like child support, money, she wants way too much. It also needs to be agreed upon. She also claims I should be the one who picks up the kids from the small town and drive them back by the end of the weekend. It's a lot of fuel and time. It should be her dropping them off and me driving them back. So as you can see, she is the one responsible for all that, but at the same time, she is ready to argue about divorce terms. Her sister invited me to her daughter's communion. It was last Sunday. I went so I could spend some more time with my boys. Every family member is well informed that my decision is final, so they didn't even try to talk to me about it. I just took care of my boys while everyone was drinking and eating at the table after the ceremony. However, at one point my wife asked me if my decision is truly final. I looked at her and told her as calmly as I could possibly do it. Yes, it is final and nothing is going to change it. I am here now for my boys to spend as much time with them as I can. But she followed with how she is truly remorseful and how much she regrets what she's done. She told me she has ended the relationship with the affair partner, that she went to an exorcist, told him every detail of the affair, and left it in God's hands. To that, I replied, I don't care about her priest, and if there's anyone she should be admitting to everything, it's me. Really? At that point, it was just laughable, but I continued. Okay, if you're truly remorseful, I am now here giving you one chance to tell me all the truth. Tell me how many times you had sex with him. She replied she didn't. Then I asked her, remember when you had that party with your friends from work back in November? Why did you rent a flat for the night, Airbnb, instead of sleeping in one of your friends' apartments? After hearing that, she went numb. Couldn't find any words besides, why do you need to keep torturing yourself with it? I explained that if she was truly remorseful, she wouldn't continue to lie 2 months after I left her. That was just one example. I told her that to me, sex over video chat is the same, and I know she had it with him. She couldn't even count how many times she's done it with the affair partner. After that, I told her, how do you imagine getting back together? You start a topic with me and lie the next second. Do you know that I would be checking your phone every day? What do you think about that? She replied, that wouldn't be trust. It would just be treating me like garbage. Then our son interrupted, and the conversation was leaning to the end. I finished it with, remember, you didn't just cheat on me. You cheated on our 2 little, wonderful boys too. It destroyed her. She started yelling that it is the last time I told her something like that in front of her kids. It's funny because her sister has told me how my wife is suffering and crying every day because of all this. It's a true two-faced woman, crying in front of the family and yet lying to me. She even told me that if she wanted, she would be with the affair partner and her family couldn't do anything about it. Like I said, be thankful that she ended it with him and now she is in control of not being with him. Like, come on. I guess I'm just venting at this point and keeping you up to date. Thanks for the support you all gave me. I will stay strong and finish this mess one day. I think it's going to end well for my boys, and they will need some psychological help. The older one is nervous lately, but I will always be there for him. Update. Wife won't stop apologizing. Our attorneys finally came into an agreement, and the divorce will happen shortly. She is taking the unfinished house, and the mortgage is exclusively hers now. The house is for the kids. I don't want anybody to tell me in the future that I caused the selling of the house as part of my revenge for her infidelity. Plus, I don't want to live in it, in her small hometown, an hour away from the capital city where I am now. However, I am taking what I put in it, and that amount is not bad at all. Child support amount is not bad either. Plus, we agreed that she will be dropping the kids at my place in the capital city every other weekend. I'll just have to drive them back. Now I see my kids almost every weekend, but it is not enough for me. It causes me so much pain I can't handle it sometimes. I just can't allow for 1 and 3-year-old boys to live without a father because of a woman who can't behave. I just wish I could have them, but that's not possible because of the law in Poland. I will have to start driving there in the middle of the week or something to survive. As for her, she keeps messaging me that she loves me, wishes she could turn back time, that she is suffering because of her deeds every day. She softened to a point when she even told me that she no longer thinks checking her phone would be treating her like garbage. She allowed for it, told me I could do it all the time. She told me we could move out of the small town to this capital city. She agreed to tell me everything about the affair, every details of it, if I'll take her back. She came to my parents and apologized. Something must have changed. Somebody must have told her something. She's willing to do everything now, actually showing some remorse. Last time she messaged me this. Thank you for not selling the house and ending it with me amicably. Agreeing to your terms also means accepting the divorce. I will have to agree in court, but let me just tell you that it will not be true. I don't want this divorce and love you very much. I know you don't believe it and I understand it, but I want you to know that I hope I will have a chance to prove my love to you one day. I love you and I'm sorry for everything. There are no words to express how I regret all of this. Things like that sway me and don't help with the healing process. I would be a liar if I told you her words don't affect me. Vision of my boys growing up in the capital city instead of a small town is tempting. I really believe she has a hard time alone with 2 small boys, but she did what she did. She cheated and ruined it all. I thought it's going to be better with time, but the wound heals very slowly. You gave me a ton of reassurance that I'm doing the right thing, and I know I am. I keep rereading your comments under my previous posts, and that helps a lot. I will stay the course. I will end this. Now for some community comments. First, from Outlandishness Own 877. Well, if I remember your last post about a month ago, she still has quite an attitude, was still lying bluntly on your face, and even got angry on you when you said something in front of the boys. Even her apologies weren't from the heart. She only messaged you apologies, never said in person, and was even fighting with you on how to drop the kids. I will tell you what happened in the last month. She finally knew how hard it is to earn money. She finally knew grass is not green on the other side. She finally knew, let alone her crappy ex, even her family will not support her after some time. She finally knew she has to pay heavy mortgage and earn money for herself alone. She finally knew her provider, her safety net, is gone. If you don't mind asking, how much child support and alimony is being given to her in divorce? In Poland, does adultery considered an offense in divorce? Could you show how much that helped in the divorce? The OP responds, around $450 monthly in child support. Yes, it is considered an offense, but I chose the divorce amicably because of the kids. Next comment from H. Bellinati. She had an attitude a month ago and now is showing remorse. That means the ex dumped her and she realized she no longer has your safety net. You want to see if there's any truth to it? Try to ask her for a change in the agreement to benefit you, like 50-50 custody or even primary custody instead of you paying child support, as a show of good faith on her part that she really wants to reconcile and make it up to you. Then you will see her true colors. She doesn't want you back. She wants the safety net. Samass Wood says, she is in self-preservation mode right now. Her boyfriend probably looked at the idea of becoming an instant father to 2 very young kids, raising another man's kids, and decided she wasn't worth it. Effing her behind her husband's back and feeding her emotions by saying all the right things to get into her pants was fun. But all the new responsibilities she and he now have, the fact that she now has to take care of the kids almost all the time, and she will be more tired, concerned about finances, doing home upkeep, etc., she is not so much fun. So I'm thinking he dumped her. Therefore, she is now reaching out to you. She is looking to implement her plan B, which is you taking care of her and maintaining her lifestyle. Do not fall for it. She will promise you everything, but if you do take her back, you are only guaranteeing that she will cheat again in the future. After all, you have already shown her that she can cheat and you will take her back. My advice is to tell her that you will only communicate with her via text, so you have a written record of all communication about the divorce or kids. When she tries to discuss anything else, shut her down immediately. Good luck and stay strong. Honestly, OP, I think her choices were made selfishly, and she was only seeking forgiveness because she got caught. She was seeking instant gratification. People cheat because they think they're never going to get caught. It's like they get off with the idea of being sneaky than they do with the actual partners they're deciding to cheat with. Like an addiction. Our brains react similarly to affairs as it does with other highly addictive things. At the end of the day, she has to live with the consequences of the choices she made. She made the choices with the intention of not getting caught. It seems like she got lost in the fantasy and it overtook her. Reality is much scarier for her because it means she has to face some serious demons that she's been running from. She got upset when you said she didn't just cheat on you, but your 2 sons as well, because it's the truth. Her actions didn't just affect you, but they affected them as well. Her family will never quite understand, and they're trying to support her in the ways that they know how. You're doing what's best for your family with the cards that have been dealt to you. Like you said, time will heal your wounds. You will move on from this, and you will find happiness again. Thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Also, please let us know what you thought of today's content. See you next time.